So now let's talk about the intersect feature. So using this feature, you can create solids using several different planes, surfaces, or even bodies. Now to explain this feature, I'll directly start with this intersect tool, which is on the features command manager. Select this, and now you can start by selecting the features. So you can select surfaces, planes, or bodies. So I've got these two planes here. As you can see, I have this plane 2 and plane 1, which I'll select. Then I'll select this body, and also I'll select a default plane. So I'll expand the feature tree and I'll select top plane. So basically I'm selecting 4 different features, 3 planes and 1 solid body. Now this body is hollow from inside. As you can see, we just don't have anything here. It's just the boundary here. All right. Now, once you have selected the features, you can choose from any of these 3 options. So you can create intersecting regions or internal regions, or you can just create both. I'll select this create intersecting regions and click on intersect. And this is what we are going to get. So what do we have here? Well, in this case, we have 2 different regions. This solid body is now intersected in 2 different parts. Now it is intersected with respect to plane 1. This plane 1 is just intersecting this solid body in 2 different parts. Now these planes are at the end of these bodies, so they have no influence on this one. So we end up with region 1, which is on the top, and region 2, which is on the bottom. Now I'll select the second option, create internal regions, and again I'll select intersect, and now we have a completely different kind of result. Once again we have 2 regions, but it is using the negative space, the void inside. So we are getting again 2 different regions, but this region is the space between this plane and the void inside this box, and this region is the negative space between this plane, the plane on the top, and again the void. So it is using that void also as a reference to just create it. So basically we have this plane, and then this entire body, and in between all these selections we are getting 2 different kind of regions, and that's what it just created. So wherever it finds an airtight volume, whether it's a positive space or a negative space, it will just create that internal region based on the selection. So if you want to create a positive region, select this, negative region, this one. Now you can also click on this option, create both, and click on intersect, and now it will create all the regions, the positive regions and the negative regions. Alright, so we've got 4 of these regions. Now if you want to remove any of these regions, then click on it. For example, here I'll just click on this region, and that's now removed. So now this is the empty volume. So previously there was nothing in this space, but now SolidWorks has created this solid because it is the space between this plane, and the 3D solid which we had. So this is what we have. Then we have another object which is here, and then third object right here. So as you can see, we have region 1, region 2, and then region 3. Now if you want to just finalize this shape, then you can click OK. But before clicking OK, you can also check this box, merge result, and when you check this box, SolidWorks will merge all the 3 bodies into one. So I just want to merge all these 3 bodies into one, so I'll check this box and click OK. And here we are. We have got a merged body, which is combination of the 3 bodies. So this is the top slab, and then we have this thing which is created with intersect tool. Now let's see another example. Now in this case, I have this surface here. All right, and then I have a plane, and then again this is a completely hollow shape. All right, once again I'll select intersect and plane, this solid body, and a surface. So now we have 3 objects selected, and I'll select create both here. Again, I'm just creating both the regions, click intersect, and in this case we have 5 different regions. Now why 5? So let's just analyze it. Well, the first region that we have here, well, maybe not from here. I'll just select the regions from here, from this solid body. So I'll just click here, and as you can see, the first region was actually the shell. So it is the space which is in between this surface and the solid body. So this surface, and it was actually a shell, just a small thickness was there. So it is just that part. So which is a combination of this and this existing body. Then the second one is this one right on top of this, and then the third one is this. So that's the 3 region. Now the third region just ended abruptly here because we don't have any other plane here to contain it. So that was the final region. So these are the 3 regions. Then we have the next region, which is between this plane and this surface, and again that's an airtight volume, but this was the negative space. It was initially hollow, but SolidWorks created solid inside this. So click, and there we are. And that's the final region, which is basically again a negative space, which is created inside this surface and the bottom part of that jar. So that's again a hollow shape, which we ended up as a solid now here. Alright, so that's how it just creates all these features. Now I'm just going to uncheck all of these options here so that everything is back in the drawing. Here we are. And now if you want to create a completely different kind of shape, maybe just by removing this one, well, you can do it. So here I've just removed it, and now I just want to keep this kind of shape in my drawing. But before I do that, I'll just uncheck this merge result, because with this thing checked, SolidWorks won't be able to merge all of these results, because at these points, at the point of contact, it is just merging at one single point, and in that case the merging will fail. Not only that, I'll also check this box, consume surfaces. So this will ensure that all the helping surfaces like this one will be removed once we have the final geometry. Alright, so with that I'll click OK. And this is what we have. It just removed the surface which we used for creating this intersect, and this is the final shape which we got. Now here we can again make some modifications to just finalize the shape. For example, I'll first hide this plane, and then again I'll shell it. So shell, maybe I'll just remove this top part, and with a thickness of 1. Let's see the preview, looks good, and okay. Alright, so we have the shell feature here, and if you want to add small fillets here just to add strength, well, you can do that as well. So that's the final shape which we got, and that's how you can use this intersect feature to create solid bodies using several different intersecting geometries.